Well, hey everybody, I'm a very tired John Ritland, that is.
An even more exhausted Durbinator.
I am glad you're okay, Derb, because you had me worried earlier. You had been awake for a while. This is a Raw Little Rock review. It's like Plymouth Rock, only without disease blankets. We have disease
And definitely
booking.
not like the Dwayne.
Rock the Dwayne Johnson. Yeah, just disease bookings being spread. This was a very disjointed show.
Yeah, you had one plot thread and it was annoying. It was groan-inducing.
It
was the worst.
They kind of had two, but they did focus more on one than the other. SummerSlam is 13 days away.
Yep.
Okay? Did they announce one other match that was going to happen at SummerSlam? That hasn't already been alluded to. I can't think of one. This is your second biggest pay-per-view of the year.
Yep.
WWE is going to Fox soon. I know Raw isn't. USA Network executives have got to be frustrated with the ratings. The Raw reunion show only got 3 million, 3.1 million.
I mean, that's at least, 500,000 more than what they usually get.
But they probably expected about, twice as many. I'm going to say this much. I don't know how much influence Heyman has on Raw currently. I'm not sold on Heyman being in charge of creative on Raw. Because Vince still has his fingers in the pie. So we have a 24/7 title thing. This week in WWE history, all you were missing was an old-timey guy with
I liked it because it was supposed to be kind of like a trolling segment.
Yeah.
That was the intention of it.
That was. And, I mean, all we were missing was like a 1930s or 1940s radio thing. Anderson spark plugs. The only spark plugs you need. That's all we were. We were just missing the old-timey thing like you used to do for the NXT reviews and we do for the NXT takeover reviews.
Yeah.
But anyway, we then start off with the Mosh Pit Challenge. Here's where they failed with this. Nobody was dressed up like heavy metal people, going full-on bullshit WCW bonkers shit, and just making it where people were dressed up.
Yeah, by the end of this, everyone, after... What happened? It was...
But, by the way, it was... Here's who's in the ring.
Yeah.
Titus, Zack Ryder, Lucha Hoose Party. Sorry, my Canadian friends there, sorry. Eric Young, Rude, No Way Jose, Slater, Mojo, still with the shit on his face. Mike Kanellis factors in. EC3 and others. It was Carmella and Truth versus Renee Michelle, making her WWE main roster debut.
Yes.
And Drake Maverick. And what happened at the end was...
Fuck, who won after that?
Truth retained.
Yeah, Truth retained, got dogpiled by everyone who was in the mosh pit.
Yep.
If you can call it that. Either a mosh pit. It was definitely a dog pile there.
A doge pile.
But Mike Kanellis managed to squirm his way out with the championship. And thus we begin the most groan-inducing segment of WWE since Jinder Mahal made fun of Nakamura for being Japanese.
Was it as bad as Lashley's sisters? Oh god, it was worse because they went on longer with this. And that's bad because here's the thing. Okay. The 24/7 title, I'm just going to be really quick. Yeah. I'm going to do a rapid fire tomorrow and touch on this and some other stuff. Because I don't want to go with so many rants. We're also tired. This was not a good start to Raw.
It was... the 24/7 thing was passable. It was fine, but... It's what came after that was the real shitstorm.
It was. So Mike's getting chased in the back. He gets in the locker room. Maria is knocking on the door or whatever. Mike's like, wait, how do I know it's not Carmella impersonating Marina? And she says, if you don't open the door, it will kick you in your vagina. Okay, I like Maria. Maria's a good bitch, playing a good bitch. And it's actually really nice, apparently. Apparently, according to people that have met her and Mike, they are some of the nicest people. They're super nice on social media. Mike's a great motivator. They as far as being a former addict and recovering. Maria's a good poster child for hard-working women that are mothers. But Mike's a great example of a father that's working hard. But here's where the problem is. You have a new 5-year deal they signed. Yeah. Both. If this is something that they wanted, okay.
I just have a feeling this is leading up to somehow Mike Kanellis being led to the ring on a collar by Maria. And that's going to be somebody's kink, because it's definitely a lot of people's kink.
But that happened with the Bashams and Shaniqua. Thanks, Chris.
You're welcome.
Do you remember that?
No.
That's good. Anyway, go ahead.
But yeah, I don't get where they're going with this. Maria Kanellis forces him to lay down so that he can be pinned so that she can have the championship, and then she goes walking about saying,
I'm the pregnant champion.
Yeah.
By the way, before that, though, we did have something. Now, we're going to come back to that in a second. We had Ricochet versus Rey versus Sami Zayn versus Cesaro versus Andrade, not necessarily in that order. Number 1 contenders match. It's a gauntlet match for a
It
U.S.
started
title
off
shot.
with Rey versus Cesaro.
In a good match.
After a long while, Rey finally pins Cesaro.
Cesaro should have used the Swiss one,
Yeah.
as you said.
Sami Zayn was poofed out of existence. Then Andrade shows up, and Andrade and Rey always have great matches.
Yes.
And they proceeded to have one.
Yes, and have won.
Yes.
So,
But it was Andrade who beat Rey.
I'm amazed the people in Little Rock were cheering on the
And
Mexicans.
he tore the mask off of Rey with too much force, I think.
Yeah.
So Ricochet goes running out and beats the living shit out of Andrade. They have their match. Ricochet
Wins.
Yeah.
Give me a best of 7 series with these guys, and actually, I would be happy with it.
Yes.
If Ricochet wins should
I
win U.S.
would
title,
very much enjoy watching those two go at it.
Andrade you could have Ricochet and Styles have a rematch on Raw at some point. Have a best of 7 thing start at, say, Hell in a Cell, and a Survivor Series over 2 months.
Yeah.
Andrade beats Ricochet, or you have it end at TLC or whatever the December pay-per-view is. Andrade has the U.S. title at least until Mania.
Yeah.
And loses it to somebody or something like that, whatever. But, I mean, Andrade's on SmackDown, though. Wildcard rule.
Yeah.
But I mean, what?
Have a best of 7 before October.
It just... They would do that, actually. They would do that. They could just have it on Raw SmackDown because it's such good shit. Wild card. I will say that, by the way, it must have been cold in there because it was more like Nippleshay.
He was very excited.
He was. He just can't hide it. So we get Styles versus Ricochet at SummerSlam. The Mike and Maria stuff where she forces him down, as you were saying, to pin him. Hashtag pregnant champ. Look, I'm all about making sure that pregnant women, in all seriousness, can be featured and be seen in a positive light, as they should. They're carrying a human child, or they're carrying another human to full term.
Yeah.
It's a tough thing for women to do.
I mean,
It
Creative
is.
has been trying to carry Vince McMahon to term for ages.
It hasn't worked very well. If anything, he's regressed. This was bad. Because the title was a joke anyway. I hate the title, as you know.
This whole segment, this whole storyline with Mike Kanellis has been groan-inducing.
You thought they were going to do something with 205 Live and Mike was going to face Drake.
He is.
But is it going to be something good?
Probably not.
Because both Drake and Mike, and this is not
Mike
knocking.
has an entirely different character on 205 than he does on Raw, because consistency is meaningless in the greater scheme of things.
And that's my issue with it. You have it in... With having all these shows, if you don't have continuity between the shows, why would you watch it? Like, that's why so many of the NXT call-ups and so many of the OVW call-ups from years ago, that's why so many of them got screwed up, because they got worse characters. Some bad booking for the NXT calls. If you don't book people consistently, and I'm not saying that people go on undefeated streaks like Goldberg and stuff like that, but if you're disjointed and don't do the right things with people, no one's going to buy in. Yep. And then you're going to have to think that Brock's a big enough star to bring back and pay all these millions to when he's not popping the ratings.
OVW guys. Yes,
but... Yeah, to be fair, he earned his money. And hey, I would take his deal too if I had it.
Right. This
was bad though. This was really bad. It did nothing for Maria.
It's bad.
You know it. Move on. Also, a moment of bliss or a moment of blast.
A moment of bliss.
You did it better than I did, of course. It's Scottish.
Not
accent,
really.
Of course. You did it better than I did. I did it more offensive. Shocking.
Scotland, home of that accent you think you can do, but actually can't.
You can do it better than I can. Alexa and Nikki. And they show footage of Finlay teaching. I don't know who the person was.
Yeah, probably some randos on.
Hey, she look like she has some talent.
Yeah, ground game.
But she's trying to do the disarmer thing. And Nattie's trying to figure out counters to it. And Finlay's showing her. And then Becky shows up. And they happen to have, as you said...
recording equipment available in the ring. For whatever reason, I don't know. Like, why do you have ringside microphones during a training session? Where no one should be really paying attention.
Chris, they are implying that wrestling is predetermined.
The production crew is in cahoots!
They are. If you could tell, we're kind of blitzing through some of this because this show, as much stuff that kind of happened, a lot.
Might not be time.
That too, but also, it just this moment of Bliss thing, and then you have Becky appear on the, the Titantron and everything. And, of course, she started mansplaining to Alexa, which I like that joke. I'm proud of that one.
Yes,
I said. It's probably like the one good joke I have that's not offensive. But, so she's going to challenge Alexa. She's going to face Alexa tonight, which we find out in a storyline that went on way too long. Yeah. Usos Revivals, Gallows and Anderson. I refuse to call them ELC because it's a stupid name.
Meanwhile, the Orange County had a pretty good showing.
I'm now just picturing the entire cast of the OC, or the cast of the movie Orange County attacking everybody. It was an actual movie, by the way. So, Raw Tag Titles, Triple Threat.
This is one of the better matches of the night, that and the Gauntlet match.
This and the Gauntlet match. By the way, no DQs in a Triple Threat match. So
but you have to tag in.
And
why distract a referee when, you don't need to distract the ref if there's no DQ. Hit them however the fuck you want. Why aren't you, punching each other in the balls until one of them goes down?
They're not Nakamura.
Cock Nakamura?
To balls! Man, we have nothing for this review. I'm sorry, guys.
Overall, the tag team match was pretty good. You got some good high spots.
The one Uso that got the DUI, the fucking idiot. Now, we'll rant about him later. Jimmy. You're married and you got 2 fucking kids. Knock it off. Anyway, it was long, and Gallows and Anderson shockingly won. So either they signed a new deal, or this is a way to entice them to sign a new deal. We don't know. They may have signed a new deal. Who knows? The Usos do need to be punished for their DUIs. Now, especially Jimmy, because I think Jay's DUI was last January. Yeah. And it just... For anybody.
They don't deserve right now are the Raw Tag Titles.
And thankfully, Gallows...
Yeah, Gallows and Anderson, they snuck in the victory there.
They did. And it was a good match. It was well done. This is how you could book tag team wrestling, and Vince actually gave a shit about tag team wrestling.
Yeah.
Styles, Gallows, and Anderson are celebrating.
They need Teddy Long in charge of tag team creative.
And there are... And his last name, just thinking about it. I am proud of that one, Chris.
Hello.
Yes. One-on-one with The Undertaker. So they have them celebrating with sushi and a whole bunch of other stuff backstage, and there just happens to be katanas on the table. Is that what they use to slice the sushi?
Choppy. Kai and Tai catering.
Kai and Tiring. Then we get Raw Reunion recaps.
Yep.
Because we need to be reminded of that.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was a thing that happened.
Check out the review, by the way, last week. After you check out this one, check out the review. By the way, over 500 views. Thank you for that. And the following real honest rant that I did to cover a few other things I didn't want to cover in that review. About 180, 200 views almost for that. So thank you guys for the support. Almost, we're getting closer to 175,000 views. That kind of stuff. Yeah. If you get us to 200,000 views soon, we'll try to make a time, to do a freaking big old stream. You can do it by Survivor Series. Yes. I will take the day of Survivor Series off and we'll do a lengthy stream.
I love you.
Wait, what? So yes, thank you guys though, seriously.
Yeah.
We then get the Viking Raiders versus 2 jobbers. I don't know who they were. I did catch
James and
something dark.
Captain Underpants.
Yeah, something dark side. One of them was
something dark side. Something complete.
This is not doing anything for the Viking Raiders.
Squashing them, it's fine. They had to have the other tag teams in that triple threat.
I do like squash matches, but eventually...
You gotta have real matches.
Yeah. By the way, Lacey Evans, I am very worried about what they're gonna do with her, because after this feud with Becky, I don't know where...
Yeah! Absolutely nothing.
That's sad, because while Lacey, yes, there's always room for improvement with anybody.
Yeah,
her character works on point.
I think it's gonna just require some in-ring refinement.
And creative to believe in her.
Yeah.
That's kind of something they didn't do.
They gave her a lot.
They seem to, and then they pulled back on it.
They gave her too much.
Without giving her the title. And that's kind of the issue. But anyway, we then get Tyler Black talking to Street Profits, and he calls them boys. Because he took influence from Hogan. Well, maybe not that much influence. What? We were both thinking it. It was just...
between boys and...
Boy.
And,
boy!
So, Angelo Dawkins, by the way, called Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah, he had a Jibbles moment.
Because somebody hates black people, there's JBL. So, I don't know what they're doing with the Street Profits. I mean, I get it.
I don't think JBL does. I mean, he partnered with Simmons all that time.
My best friends are black people. A great relationship with the blacks. Zap Brannigan. That was fine. It was what it was. But then we get 24/7 title recaps because we needed to revisit the Mike and Maria stuff again. But then we get Becky versus Alexa with Nikki. Nikki hits Becky with a cross shot. And I'm proud of that. You are ashamed of me, aren't you?
Well, first it was Becky versus Alexa.
Yeah, Becky versus Alexa. Nikki hit right cross outside.
Yep.
But then it was like a throw or something, and then Alexa pretended her ankle was hurt.
Yes.
Which they did a good job of selling until
they left her outside of the ring.
Yeah.
And when you leave someone outside the ring, anyone who's watched enough wrestling
or any
knows that if someone was truly injured, they'd be out of there.
It's amazing that Alexa's the same height standing up or sitting down. I don't know how she does that.
Yeah, I mean, there was that one time when she was in the lifeguard chair. She was definitely taller when she was sitting down on it.
Oh, God, remember? Nia, Alexa, help me! I can't get down! So Alexa's hurt, but Nikki gets in her face and says, hey, I'll fight you. And then they have a match, and Nikki loses in like 4 or 5 minutes. This was the lone women's match that they had.
Yep.
And where the fuck is Sarah Logan?
Well, that was the lone
women's
match.
That was. I mean, it's just Becky wins, and then Alexa attacks because she miraculously healed. Corey is not good on commentary. I'm not even saying Renee is the best either, but at least
you gotta sell it better. Like, instead of saying she's miraculously healed, like that would have been good in the cornier 90s, 80s commentary era.
Yeah, now.
But this be like, what a clever ploy.
Yes.
Sell the crowd on how clever she is, not that she's got miraculous regeneration powers. I'm not editing anything to there. I don't have the time.
She fucking Lady Deathstrike? What the hell are you doing? She ever generated powers?
Anyway.
Moving on. Surprised I pulled out the Lady Deathstrike reference anyway. Alexa attacks, and then so does Nikki. And then Nattie comes down and attacks Becky and puts her in the sharpshooter. And Nattie is doing a promo backstage. Nattie versus Becky in a submission match.
Dig it.
Nattie's going to be taken out backstage and Shayna Baszler's going to replace her.
Oh, God. Do that.
It would... Because they never screwed over anybody related to the Hearts in Canada. Right?
Yeah, might as well make sure it's not in the ring this time.
I would... If they don't do that and they have Shayna show up the next night on Raw, which they could, I would pop for Nattie and Becky having a match. I think they could have a very good match. I know some people are down on Nattie. I think it could be a good match. And then we get Maria talking to Braun. Wait, what are they doing with Braun?
Tonight, nothing.
You have a guy that could have been Universal Champion at least once or twice.
Yeah.
And now, I just don't get it.
They're struggling.
It's Vince's fault they're struggling.
I know.
No, and I know you know that. They're just... It's annoying because they need to pull themselves out of this tailspin. I'm not talking about the cartoon, and now the theme's stuck in my head. Which is weird, because I haven't seen that show in years.
Anyway.
But moving on. I don't know what they're doing with Braun, and if they don't pull themselves out of this tailspin, especially on USA, but especially on Fox, Fox is going to revisit that deal and cut it down. That's going to be catastrophic. Vince thinks he can win against anyone. He did beat the U.S. government.
Vince's worst enemy is himself.
And Vince is not going to win against the fans this time. There are other alternatives. WWE will always be the biggest as far as money and everything, as far as worldwide reach. Other people are finding out options. But
local indie scenes, they're the best.
We went to 2 shows. We got to see some great wrestlers, and I got to see a garbage wrestler in Joey Janela. Moving on.
Going up against Tama Tonga.
Tama Tonga's a great... don't yell Roman Reigns at Tama Tonga.
Yeah.
Because he will come out into the crowd.
Yeah. He will find you, and he will scare you.
Fuck, he scared me. I thought he was looking at me. No. I choose life. No, it's that guy. His helmet's really cool to see live, by the way. Anyway, Ziggler versus Rollins. It's Dolph Ziggler doing the Shawn Michaels entrance. And that was a good moment. This is probably the most interesting Ziggler has been in since the record scratch thing stopped.
Yeah, I love the record scratch. That was a great way to interrupt people.
I hated it at first, and it grew on me after a couple months.
Yeah.
This was a good match. It was well done. These guys will always have good matches. And here's Brock to screw this up because we can't
have nice things.
We can't, but we had a beatdown that went on forever and ever. And ever. Many chair shots, F5 into the post, F5 on the chair, and a blood capsule. It wasn't like Hogan chewing the blood capsule while he was in a bear hug spot.
Brock heads out. They take Rollins away on a stretcher.
And then we cut, you missed this, but they cut to Reigns, Joe, Gallows and Anderson, Usos, and I believe Cedric, and maybe even Drew, brawling backstage. And then they cut to the ambulance where Brock stops the ambulance, pulls the stretcher out, and then F5s.
Welcome to Too Many Storylines.
Too many meaningless storylines. And an F5 on the stretcher. If this is not to replace Seth Rollins in the match, you're not going to build up sympathy for Rollins. His babyface run is dead. To me. Brock as champion does nothing. It doesn't draw enough eyeballs. He's not the draw they thought he was.
Well, there's that, and they don't really put too much effort into drawing outside crowds anymore. Like, they focus on advertising to their audience. That's the problem.
The problem is their audience is dwindling because they are insulting a lot of their audience.
And they're also not reaching out to the outside world as much.
We also, and by the way, we do watch so you don't have to. I do want to make it clear that I want WWE to succeed. I want the roster to succeed, but the roster is succeeding in matches in spite of Vince.
Yeah.
He doesn't know what he's doing anymore.
They should have advertisement campaigns when SummerSlam is going around. They need to make sure that ads are being run not just on the USA Network, and they need to make sure that ads are being run on local broadcasts. They need to work with
radio.
Radio.
Yeah.
People on their way to work. Spotify. Make sure you got advertisements going out there. Make sure you got advertisements out on YouTube.
Because if you have that shit, guess what? More people are going to watch. More people are going to subscribe to networks. The network numbers will the subscribers will go up and not down like in the quarter two.
You can't market to your audience anymore. You can't just market to your audience anymore. You need to make sure that you market to as many markets as possible.
But that aside, we then, instead of the Samoan Summit, we have Joe and Joe, Reigns and Joe brawl. And then we have Drew show up. I magically summoned Drew by just saying
he was talking about, like, where's Drew? And then...
summoned him. It was super effective. We then have Cedric come down. Again, Gallows and Anderson, and then the Usos. The Usos drove their way down the ramp. Hopefully not. We then get a big old brawl and a big old schmoz, and D+. I'm sorry, D+.
Yeah, we got a nice little leap from the Titantron from...
Yeah, Cedric.
Yeah.
There were the two matches...
Not from the Titantron, but from the area right below the Titantron.
The two multi-man matches.
Yeah.
Gauntlet, the tag title was fine. The women's stuff... Becky, I like the overarching thing with Becky and Nattie.
Yeah.
It just was so messy. They don't have enough compelling storylines going, and...
What they really should have played up to was Nikki realizing that Alexa was pretending to be injured.
But they're making... Nikki Cross is horribly damaged.
Yeah. Not beyond repair, obviously. There's no one that's really beyond repair.
For the short term, I think she is. Not for the long term.
Yeah.
I agree with what you're saying. But D+ for me, I'm sorry, but just it's disjointed. And when... Yeah. Did I hate the show? No, but it was too disjointed.
C- from me.
You know what? I'll go with you, C-. I'll bump it up a little bit because I liked a couple of the matches. I liked Rollins versus Ziggler until Brock showed up.
Yeah, it was not a great show. It was not a good show, but it wasn't, in my eyes, worthy of a D.
But boy, that Mike Maria stuff drug it. It could have been a B-. Had that not happened, that might have been a B-. Yeah. But
if you agree or you disagree, my poll's up here and it's always ready to be clicked on. But yeah. Let us know what you think. Like and dislike the video. Leave a comment. Share the video around. Hit subscribe while you're at it.
You're not talking.
And hit that bell so you get notified every time we upload a video.
We have a bell?
I don't know.
Do we have a bell? Let me know in the comments if we have a bell. Why are you always wanting people to touch your poll?
It's the reason why I do this every day. Anyway. This has been Real Honesty with John Ritland. I am not John Ritland. I am the Durbinator. And you have a great night.